Hi everyone, this is Chi. Today I want to practice my English. So it can be boring, but this is my daily life. Don't you feel sometimes life can get quite stale? I was practicing my English and I thought, oh my goodness, I'm doing this again. This is life. I constantly improve myself. But this is life, you improve yourself, you do it again. You go to the lesson, you come home, have a rest, practice again. This is life. Definitely, this is life. I didn't want to take boring videos because attention span of people is getting shorter and shorter. I thought there is no point for me to take videos anyway. However, I thought anyhow, this is going to be helpful. And if you want to practice your English, you can practice with me. Firstly, I'm not a English teacher. I'm just someone who wants to improve my English. I live in Australia and I do public speaking. That is the reason why I'm doing this every week, every day, trying to do every day, trying to practice my English every day. Okay, pronunciation. This is not a general English lesson. So the lesson I took is not a general English lesson. It is a professional pronunciation lesson, which it costs me $150 per hour. In Australia, of course, this is Australian prices. Okay, so I thought, why not? I can practice with you guys. Instead just doing myself, it's just so boring. It's so boring to practice this myself every day. I'm going to make this meaningful. Probably this is what life is about, right? It is not just about us. I spend all this money to learn to improve because I want to do public speaking. In the end of the day, it's for you guys. It's for other people. Because I share message around body confidence to help people to feel confident with their appearance. That is the reason why I'm doing all this. So I thought, why not make every part of my life all about you? Take videos. Even I think it's going to be somehow boring. Okay, so this is my English worksheet from my teacher. You can see I'm constantly correcting my pronunciation because it takes time. For example, I used to say from my teacher. It is from my teacher. From. You have to shut your mouth. From. M for M. From. Can you see the screen? Okay. So M. You need to shut your mouth. Many speakers don't shut their mouth properly, and that they don't pronounce the end of the word. So the sound becomes unclear if you don't pronounce the ends of the words. And if you pronounce the end of the words, your English will become a lot clearer than most people. Seriously, especially for Mandarin speaker. I don't know, just me or something. It's like we don't do that. We just say from, and like, wow, what's that? It's from. You pronounce correctly, and you don't have to get rushed while you're pronouncing any words. We feel like we have to finish the pronunciation quickly, something like that. We have this sort of rush within our mind. Oh, we have to say something really quickly. Why not say it correctly instead of say it quickly, like they don't know what you're talking about. Do you understand what I'm talking about? Anyhow, from, 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 from. Let's go. Do you feel bold now? I actually feel this is a lot more interesting than myself practicing in my bedroom. Seriously, we should make our lives more about other people than ourselves. It makes our lives more meaningful. If we only create a little tribe that is happy and living a good life, but how about other people? I think there is a certain amount of satisfaction you can get from your own good life, but you can get a lot more from giving to others. I'm serious. Sometimes I'm thinking about, what am I here for? Like, what's it all this about? I do want to live a good life, and I constantly ask myself, what is the definition of a good life? Is it about me? Is that about me living a good life, or having certain things in my life? Do they actually fill up the void we have in our hearts that I reckon you can feel the void, right? Like somehow you feel some sort of emptiness. I feel that a lot, seriously. That is the reason why I keep doing lots of things. I really want to fill up the void, to know the reason why I'm here. I am unable to feel fulfilled by just making myself happy. I'm getting philosophical. Okay, let's go into the topic. Okay, get into the topic. So today we want to practice. I don't know whether you can understand what I'm going to explain or not, but I'm going to try my best to explain to you, because I learned this from the very beginning from my teacher. So you probably need to spend some time to understand what I'm talking about. So this is the review of what the notes I took, and what I'm usually do is my teacher wants me to put on the traditional notebook, and because I like Remarkable, it's like a notepad, writing notepad, and I don't have to carry the paper anywhere. So I usually transfer all the notes from here to my Remarkable. Just for future reference, in case one day I travel over the world, who knows, and I can read it from my Remarkable without bringing lots of notepads. I'm a traveler. Okay. Okay, so the first one we want to talk about is this one. Have you heard this before? I feel like I need to write it a little bit bigger, larger, okay? So this is potion, 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 potion. And the vowel for this is this. It's going to be a bit tricky for you to understand if you have never learned the IPA. This you probably don't understand at the moment. But how about don't try to analyze too much, because the first few English lessons I had, I tried to analyze too much, and it didn't help at all. So what I want you to do is to remember the vowels I'm teaching you, and you try to remember all these vowels, and to connect with the word. Therefore, somehow one day you will start to understand. Okay, this is just how I learned English when I was 18, 19. I think the most useful method for you to learn English is through listening and remember the patterns. English has lots of exceptions, but there are patterns you can remember, and all these patterns can help you to memorize the words. Okay, so the most importantly, you need to practice. You need to speak and listen all the time. Speak and listen can help you a lot. Okay, so this is a long vowel. Okay, a long vowel. So you can see this is a combination of two sounds together. So this one is I nearly write Mandarin, sorry. So this one is and this one is like about. Do you know about? This in the beginning you pronounce as well. Remember, I'm not a professional, okay? But I'm teaching you what I know and how this is going to help you to improve your pronunciation. So we don't go. A reason I write this is about about. Okay. So right, how do you pronounce this one? Ooh. You can see. So normally they can be just a single vowel in different words, you know. But right now, for this one, this is this word, the vowels of these words is a double vowels. So how do you pronounce this one? You know, I make mistakes when I describe certain things, and I hope that doesn't affect how I communicate with you, because I'm still a learner. But what I'm teaching is going to be helpful, because I found this helpful. So it's plus O, O, O. We call this moving vowels. Moving vowels because you move from one vowel to another vowel. So it's called moving vowel. So how do you pronounce this one? This is potion. Do you understand? Potion. Potion. Can you hear O? O. You know per. P is pronounced per, right? You know this one. And don't tell me where do you find this. You probably have learned this, or if you know some English, if you already know English, you will know P is pronounced as per. Because when you hear potion, you can hear p. So don't ask any further. I am just like you. I have lots of curiosity, but I try to calm it down. I try not to ask too many questions because I am a very logical person, but it doesn't help me. I remember the first few lessons I had with my teacher. He spent lots of time. He used to be a university professor, so he knows lots of things. But he used to spend so much time to explain all these theories. It doesn't help my English pronunciation. Do you understand? So you really have to listen and pronounce in order to improve. So it's a per. So just let's break it down. So the most helpful part of this English lesson for me was to break it. I learned how to break the word down. Okay, so this one. I want a different color. Sorry, didn't hear that. So this is per. This is pronounced per. I don't know how to write, but just per. And the plus this one, so it's per. Plus oo. We know this is oo. Po. And how do you pronounce this one? You know it, right? Right now, I believe the people are listening to me. They know English. Otherwise, you don't know how what's the reason what I'm talking about, right? I'm speaking English right now. So this is shen, which is everywhere. Action, ACTION, action. So it's a shen. So it's how do you pronounce if you plus TION? So it's a potion. So I'm just trying to dramatize it, to slow it down so you can understand. You don't have to pronounce like I do normally. Otherwise, it sounds incorrect. Like when I was practicing in the bedroom, and then my partner, who is an Australian, a native Australian, he came to me. He said, "What did you say?" It's like you don't have to pronounce so long, okay? So you don't have to pronounce so long, just like normal. I think the reason that you slow down is because it can help you to analyze what you are talking about. And once you have a clear picture of each sound, you can, when you make it faster, it is more clear and accurate, right? So it's potion. potion, po, 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 po. Can you hear when even when I'm pronouncing the first words here? Po. Can you hear some? Can you hear I'm saying two sound? I'm pronouncing two sounds. It's very interesting. For example, in Mandarin, when we pronounce a word, we don't break it down like such a clear sound. If you are a Mandarin, if you used to be a Mandarin speaker, you will know what I'm talking about. In Mandarin, we combine all the sounds together into one sound. But in English, you can literally break it down. And when you are pronouncing something really quickly, you are actually saying a few different words, right? Just like this one, can you hear how many sounds? From my understanding, I'm pronouncing this one. Potion, potion, potion. Can you hear that? So that's how you make your how you can improve your pronunciation. You have to make sure that you are pronouncing each word correctly. Okay, so it's potion, 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 potion. What potion? How do you make a sentence for it? I don't normally use these words because I check the explanation of what is a potion. It is like is there something, some medical thing. 就是some sort of liquid that people believe is going to cure you in some sort of way. It can be a love potion, maybe to cure love or something. I don't know. It's but the actual explanation of the words is not a point in here. I think another thing about my own learning that I want to share is sometimes I get stuck in certain details, and it delays my progress. And it's very important to make progress. So this is very important to make a progress. So you don't get stuck in a certain details. For example, I wasn't sure should I say a progress, or it's very important to make progress without a. So but right now I'm not going to talk about it. I'm going to just focus on what I learned and teach you what I learned. Okay. Okay. So the next one. Don't you agree being imperfect is okay? I had a problem of being imperfect. I didn't want my I believe if I'm not perfect I can't teach. But in fact I know many areas. It's like I run two businesses and I manage all sorts of things and it's and I have some sort of results, and I believe that you don't. As long as you are one step ahead of others, you can teach other people, because no one is truly perfect. Even the people you think they are very smart, in fact they are very resourceful. They are not like or genius or something like that. They are very resourceful. Okay, so the next one that I want to talk about is called dropsy. We call it dropsy. Next one we are going to talk about is. Let me me pull this away. My partner just came in. He's going to play golf. He drove away. Just practice my English. I like to say things to practice. Practice. Okay, don't get off track, okay? Don't get off track. Okay, so the next one is next one is this one. I want to teach you you know how to pronounce this one, right? It's called older. 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 So the vowels for this one is the first part here. So it's, how do you call? Older. Older. So it's a broken O. Older, and it's a long vowel. Older. 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 So my English teacher actually write this one, and there is another vowel is like this. Is O. Basically, I believe they are the same, but I believe the reason why he writes this one down because it is technically more accurate. Okay, technically more accurate, because I spent lots of time to discuss with my teacher regarding what's the reason there are too many sounds. So what's the reason there are different symbols to represent one sound. There is very to represent one sound. Actually, no. I would say that they probably sound different, but because due to the history or something in English, so they somehow mix it up, or technically they are different. But okay, I'm getting too deep. I'm not going to get there because I remember my teacher spent lots of times to explain to me, and I realized, okay, it's good to know, but it really doesn't help my improvement. As what he said. He said my curiosity is working against me. Okay, my curiosity is working against me in this case, so I'm not going to get there. However, just remember these two are the same. And technically why they are different, don't ask me. Otherwise, we will spend like 5 hours here, and trying to discuss something doesn't really help us. So this one is O, so it's a long vowel. You notice 2 dots, which means they are like long vowels, right? Because the other one is O. The other one is O. So you know it's 2 vowels together, so it's a long vowel. Okay, as long as there are 2 vowels, it's a long vowel. But when you only have 1 vowel here, and here is blank, usually they put 2 dots in there to represent it is a long vowel. Okay, so this one is O. How long it should be? How long a long vowel should be? Because you have short vowel, right? Because if I write a short vowel, it will be like this. And then what's the difference? Oh. No. Oh. Sorry, forget it. I was pronouncing incorrectly. And I want to say, it is so important. Can you hear that I was actually pronouncing O. it was the one I pronounced previously. The one I pronounced previously was this one is right. Oh, can you hear that? This one is oh, 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 oh. And I was trying to pronounce this one in this way. So it's incorrect. So that's why we put them together. Okay, that's why we put them together to compare. So you know when you don't pronounce when you don't pronounce this one correctly, it will become this one. So how do you pronounce this one? It is a bit tricky. Okay, it's a bit tricky. So this one, watch my mouth. So it's oh, 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 oh. It's not oh, oh, oh. Which you move your mouth open and shut. Oh, 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 oh. Can you see you're moving your mouth? So it is called moving vowels. Okay, it is called moving vowels. It is called moving vowels. Two vowels. It is called moving vowels. Oh, 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 oh. I have to pronounce more because ooh, ooh, oh, 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 oh. And how do you pronounce the black one? Don't move your mouth, okay? It is not moving vowels. So don't move your mouth. Don't move your mouth. It's older, 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 older. Don't move your mouth. I try to say older. Just don't move your mouth. If you can't pronounce correctly, just like me, don't move your mouth to practice correct pronunciation. It's older. Oh, I moved. I shouldn't. Older, 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 older. It's so tiring. This is exactly what I did in my lesson. It is so tiring. And this is exactly what you need to do. And this is why I want to take videos. Because it is so boring. So boring. Yeah. Do you know what's the reason I check? Sorry for posing. Because boring. Boring. B-O-R-E. B-O-R-I-N-G. So this is coming from B-O-R-E, right? So this is a sound. This one is a long O. Long O. Okay, long O. So it's boring. Boring. I would say I need to do a little bit better. And my suggestion for you is to look into the mirror and really practice your pronunciation. Check your mouth. Don't move your mouth. Don't even move a little bit. Because my teachers say to me, as long as you are moving your mouth a little bit, people will misunderstand what you are talking about. Because it will become older. It doesn't sound right. It will become another word. If I say older, instead of the right one, which is older. If you pronounce older, it becomes another word. Which word it is? Let me write down. which is ODOUR. You become ODOUR. So it's older. Can you see that? Can you hear that? They are different. One is older, 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 older. The other one is older, 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 older. First one is older, older, older. I need to order something. And then the other one is older, 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 older. I feel like I need to have 1 hour sleep after this. It really takes away your energy. It takes away your energy. Hey, you really have to appreciate this lesson. It costs me $150 per lesson. $150 per lesson. Super expensive. What I meant is like, who will take a lesson for $150? You don't know the English lesson on the market is not very expensive, right? So I was consider this type of lesson is really expensive. Okay, I have money to pay, but I just feel like, okay, this is the price to pay to get a very professional one. But I said I will say I love my teacher. He is very professional, and I can ask him very, very difficult questions and he can answer it. And I love that. And I respect him for that. That's why I'm paying him. Okay. You know, I have quite a few words I can share with you. Okay? So let's keep going. I feel like I need to hold my dog here to have fun with the Clover. Clover, where are you? Clover. I don't know where is she. I have a really lovely Jack Russell. If she's here, we can have fun together. But she is not here. Not. Don't. Not. Do you notice I keep saying that? I used to say not. Because I learned American English when I was young. So when we say not, which is not, okay, sorry, I missed out. Okay. Also, American English is not, but in Australian English is not, not, like sure. Not, okay? And if I say anything incorrect, you are welcome to correct me, okay? I'm actually doing this for fun. I'm doing this just for the fun of sharing knowledge. And if you want to correct me, come on, I don't mind. You know, we have to take it. What we do is we always, every time I take a very short video about body image, body confidence, I take it for like so many takes just to make it perfect. I really, really want to make an imperfect video because it's so much fun to just be imperfect. And you have a less pressure of, okay, I have to make it perfect in one take. And I don't know, have you ever had the feeling like, okay, because I feel imperfect, so I shouldn't do it, or oh, I take the video, so I shouldn't upload it. I'm going to upload this one. I'm really going to upload this one. Okay, so I'm going to upload it to just to help you guys. And if you don't want to watch, that's fine. And then you can see my personality is showing up here. This is me. This is me. I'm just so sick of it, being like restricted, being a good girl all the time. I don't want to be a good girl. I just want to be myself. I just want to be free of doing what I want. This is what I want to do. On Sunday afternoon, on. It's called on. It's on Sunday afternoon. I'm going to have my fun by taking videos. I enjoy it. Okay, excuse me. I enjoy it, and I'm going to standing up, believe or not, because it is so much fun to stand up. And then, I realize I'm taking all these notes in my notepad. Did you see my studio? It's lots of book cloths. I take all these videos. I take all these notes in my book. I don't know when did I review it. I probably review it when I forget, but I hardly review it. So why not just take a video? It'll be so much fun if we can just share the message together. I have to adjust this a little bit. And then we have to hyper up the energy, It's like, otherwise life is so boring. I'm just so sick of boring life. It's not like I don't do things. I'm doing lots of things. If you record my life, you will know how much work I do every single day. I run two business, quite sake. But anyhow, and I still find life can be quite boring. I don't want to chase this little strange incitements in my life, because I want to be able to be a use of society. I don't want to chase insights like also fun and the pressure, and I forget being a useful thing, a useful person in the society. Okay, let's next one. I'm going to have fun, okay? So the next one is wonderful. I uploaded this whiteboard recently, and I love it because I always want this type of stand-up whiteboard. I think it's good. And it's so good to be crazy. It's just so good to be crazy. I'm serious. I see some people that are just so, I'm so good. I'm better than you. It's like people hold onto people hold onto an image, and then they can't let go. When you hold onto an image and then you can't let go, it's a very tiring life. Tiring life, because you feel like you have to act a certain way. You can't have it creativity when you are thinking about you have to act a certain way, okay? Because you're somehow programmed by the society. You're somehow programmed by what you are told by the last generations or something like that, okay? So the next one is C.O.N.E. So how do you break this down? So this one is cut, right? And we can you somehow know the O sound. If I say to you, this word contains O, where it will be? It will be in the middle. I don't know where it will be exactly, but I tell you it will be in the middle. So, and don't tell me exactly which one is. I asked my teacher this way. I tell you it is not important. You just roughly know it will be in the middle. And So it would be, if you check the if you check Cambridge Dictionary, you probably will find this. I reckon this is an IPA. IPA. Do you know what is IPA? IPA is called International Phonetic Alphabet. So IPA is something to help you understand the pronunciation, help assist you to understand the pronunciation of words. Okay, so that's IPA. And that is what my teacher studied, no studies. He's still studying. So it's a cone. Okay, so it's a cone. Okay, you have to watch my mouth. I want you to look at my mouth. So it's a cone. Comb, 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 co, 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 comb, comb. Can you hear that? Try to even myself. I need to practice a few times to get it right. So you can take your time. But I want to break it down for you. I need to pick out the. Sorry to talk about lots of rubbish. I don't think. Vowels! Sorry. We're still recording anyway. I can fix it up. Seriously, it's a chaos. This is my light. My light is here. We still have a lot of light. I'll charge it later. You know what else? What else do I need to fix? Nothing. Can you see me? If you can't see me, it must be painful. I know you guys want to see me. It's a. Okay, so it's a. I have to look at you. I have to look at you. So it's a. It's ooh. You know this one is You put your tongue tip behind your front teeth. Like you are having poo. It's like Okay, I'm getting crazy. I feel like, life means to be fun. Okay, so it's remember to pronounce that. You think it's not important, right? It is very important for the pronouncer. And the many people Mandarin speakers, favorite Mandarin speakers, don't care about that. And that's how exactly what the reason your pronunciation is unclear, because you don't pronounce okay, you need to pronounce to make a clear sound. So it's cone, cone. Okay? I need to count down. Cone, 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 ice cream cone. Can I have a ice cream cone? Ice cream cone, cone, cone. That's exactly how you mean to practice at home. You need to just like a crazy person. Cone, 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 cone. Can you hear that? I pronounce k, un, k, un, k, sorry, k, k, un, k, un, k, cone. I feel like I'm getting better as well by teaching you. This is exactly what I want. Not only benefiting myself, I also benefiting you. This is exactly what we want. This is how society needs to be. Okay? I feel like I can make a song. Cone, 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 ice cream 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 cone, k, k, sorry, k, 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 cone, ice cream cone. Okay, just this is one last time, okay? I think I have made a song that I can sell, okay? This is a bullshit. Sorry. I sometimes can't help myself. I'm just saying straight. So it's cone, cone, cone. You must pronounce this O, okay? Sometimes we forget to pronounce it. Any one of them is going to be unclear. Your sound is going to be unclear. Okay, I feel coffee. Okay, next one, guys. Next one. This is such a bad design, isn't it? We need a deeper. Okay, so the next one is LOAN. This can be difficult for someone, but somebody said this is difficult for me in the beginning. Look, so you can see, you can imagine it's in the middle. Don't tell me why, just in the middle, because you know it's long. So you know it should be in the middle, somewhere in the middle. So how do you pronounce this? So it's I think the IP will be like this. But don't fuss too much about the IP or something. It's not all that important whether you can write a very exact IPA, as long as you can pronounce correctly. So how do you pronounce L? It's la, la. You know how to pronounce it. If you pronounce many words, it's like with starting from L, you roughly know it is pronounced L is pronounced la. It's like Layla, life, line, which word has an L start from beginning? The Lara is another name. Okay, so it's a la. So it's if you L plus just plus U plus N. So how do you pronounce this? Loan. Can you hear that? I pronounce each word, okay? I literally do each word. I did each word, okay? So it's loan. Can you see my mouth? L 加 O 加 N， loan。Okay? I think it's a lot more clear right now. Should I be going crazy? Loan. Okay, that's it. Let's do next. Okay. Next one is the same. Okay, we will go through this quickly. Otherwise, you will be getting sick of it. So you know T is touch, right? Like thank you, touch. Like you somehow know it's t. Oh no, I think thank you is T. Don't forget thank you. I don't know exactly, but I think thank you is TH sound. Thank you. So it's not. It doesn't apply to this one. If you think about touch, it has a t sound, but don't get too detailed. Okay, so just t, and the vowel somehow will be in the middle. You know it is pronounced as tone, but you don't know exactly how to move your mouth. So you know the O will be in the middle. This is what I'm trying to tell you. So how do you pronounce this? Tone. So it'll be tone, 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 tone. Okay, you can hear tone, tone. Can you hear that? My mouth is different as well. Tone, tone. I would say the second one is not very obvious. I'm trying to pronounce tone, tone, tone. Did you hear I actually transferred for sound? Tone, 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 tone. Can you hear both sounds? Pretty cool, right? I think it's really cool. Because I only knew about this after I had my lesson with my teacher. And that was the first time I learned IPA. We learned another system. I think it was from America, but IPA is more international, I believe. What's the next one? So the next one is, all these words I don't use normally because it's too hard to pronounce for me. Crazy. Okay, so so M is m. You roughly know, right? Like a mom. You sort of know this is m. And you'll be in the middle. So how do you do this? Same. I'm going to spend very short time on this. Just listen. Moan, moan. Oh, sorry. Moan, 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 moan. This is a very easy. This is oo sound. This is a I asked my teacher, can anyone hear that? But you need to pronounce. Yes, he said, yes, people can hear that. And it is very important. So don't miss it, okay? Moan, 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 moan. I didn't do that quite right. Just the last one. Moan, moan. Okay. Mowing the lawn, mowing the lawn. No, this is not mowing. This is not mowing. No, moan. I think this is like, I don't know what it means. Sorry, I don't. No, this one is not mowing the lawn. But just remember, it's a moan, moan, moaning, moaning, moaning. Probably some sort of like a, it's a, sad or something. You make some sort of sound. Who knows? I think it would be something like that. What's the reason? Yeah. Perhaps that is, who knows? Tell me what does it mean. I will search a little later. But just remember, it's moan, moan, moan. Okay. Next one. So F is not is father is that. So it's I have to be quick. I feel like I'm gonna be quick. Sometimes quick just doesn't help. Sometimes quick doesn't help. How do you do that? If I have student, I will just ask them to do it. Phone. Okay, the first one wasn't correct. I tried to pronounce N, but it's M. So the last words in this one is shut your mouth. Okay, so it's phone, firm. A bit difficult. Firm. Okay, just give me time to practice it. So it's a firm. So the third one, to move to the fourth one, just shut your mouth. So it's not like you have to do anything with your mouth after you pronounce oo. So it's a it's okay. I feel like if I count, it's much more difficult for this sound because I feel like the third one and the fourth one, I don't. Don't you feel like they blend together really well? So when you try to break them down, it becomes very difficult. So how about we do 2-2? So we don't do 1, 2, 3, 4. We just do 2-2. You're not for phone. I feel like this is much more difficult. It's easier if you just blend them together. But always remember for pronouncing correctly, combine them together. The first one I'm pronouncing two sounds. And the second one is it's like foam, 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 foam. Okay? This one does require a little bit more time. But I'm glad that I can practice with you. So we talked about this one already. So so this one, so the O sound is actually in here. And the RPM my teacher say is like this. Because this one is a bit awkward, right? You feel like it looks a bit awkward. But just remember this is D is the. It's like daddy. D, da, daddy. So it's the, older. Can you hear? I pronounce D and the in the end. D and O. This is O, which we have been talking about. O, and the older. I can do 1, 2, 3, 4 for this one. It's pretty clear. older, 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 older. Can you hear the? Of course, when you pronounce it normally, you don't break it down like this. It sounds really weird. You just say older, older, older. And then the other one, what is the other one we talk about? The other one we talk about, this one, the vowels for this one is, let's use different color. New one, I don't quite use new one. The other one is this one, right? Which we'll talk about. How do you pronounce this? Older, 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 older. The first two I didn't pronounce correctly. My mouth shouldn't move. So the correct one is don't move your mouth to the end. Older, 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 older. And then is a bit longer. In the beginning, it's a little bit longer. Older, 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 older. And the second one is older, 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 older. The first one is older, 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 older. The second one is older, 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 older. Okay? I think it's pretty obvious. Older, 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 older. Okay. Okay, darling. How about this one? You know it's in the beginning, right? You can, if you don't know, you just say think over, over, over. Okay, so it's in the beginning. Okay, you can hear O somehow. Even if you don't know it's O or something, it's O or O. He just somehow is in the front. You can hear that. Use your common sense, okay? This is what I say to you. Use my common sense. Don't try to overstudy. I have a very mathematical mind. It's like I need everything to be logical, but English is not only logical. After my teachers explained the history of English, how it developed, I realized, and he actually said to me, English system is a mess. From someone who used to be a professor, English system is a mess. That's why I'm saying that we just focus on our sound and the pronunciation and the understanding of the words. That's all we need to know. And if you want to be some sort of English teacher or something, you probably want to study a little more. But to be honest, even if you speak to someone who say they are English teacher and they have lots of students, not international students, but because they are teaching basic level, so they don't need to know the entire history of the English. Even the English teachers in Taiwan, sometimes they are just someone who is a native speaker, who has been speaking English for a long time, and then they don't particularly having the knowledge of IPA or pronunciation. Maybe they pronounce horribly just because they can teach English. Somehow people think, okay, because in Taiwan we have lots people, even teachers' accents can be quite terrible. So I would say this is a very specific field, and right now I'm teaching you because I live in Australia, and I do public speaking to majority of people are Australians. That is the reason why I want to correct my pronunciation, okay? So if you want to learn Australian English, here's the place. And I believe I put all these resources is gonna be helpful, especially for if you don't have that time and the money to pay for the lesson. I'm happy to give you for free. This is free lesson, and I believe this is gonna helpful. Although I'm a bit funny sometimes, but I want to let you know that when I'm learning, I'm a very serious person, and I have results. I do talks, and every time I always ask myself to improve, okay? And the people understand me pretty well. If you don't understand me, you probably, okay? So I said over. I talk about this just to remind you when you pronounce this word, it has an O sound. So it's over. You must pronounce O, okay? Over, okay? This is some sort of simple reminder I want to give to you. Okay, so next one is a snow. Okay. So so this one is O. So this is the O sounds in the end. Snow. So it's so it's snow. No, snow. So it's N. It's more like a like a nanny, nanny. Okay. So you somehow know it's N sound, N, and it's a n. So it's a no, snow. Okay. I'm getting a bit tired. Snow. Oh no. Wait a second. It's a snow. I found that the second one, the third one can be combined really well. That's why I found really difficult to use 1, 2, 3, 4. How about we use 1, 2, 3? If we use 1, 2, 3, I think it would be much easier. So this one would be 1, 2, 3. Okay, so it's a na. I try to combine it together. It's like N is na, and the is so it's na snow. Okay, snow. It's much easier. Okay, so it's N is pronounced as na plus so it's no snow. Okay, snow. You don't understand. I'm trying to combine these two together. Why? Right? That they become a word called no. Because N is na, and the plus this one so it's no. Can you hear no? I'm pronouncing no. It's no. Snow. Can you? Okay, this one is more difficult. I have to acknowledge that. Okay, so the next one is rose. Okay, so how do you do this one? the O sound will be in the middle. How do you do this? R is R, right? R is pronounced as R, like a rose. See, somehow know it's R. R, or Rory, R-O-R-Y, Rory. I think this is a sound, right? This is a name. So it's a R sound. So it's a Rose. It's much easier, this one. I think this is a lot more clear. 1, 2, 3, 4. Rose, 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 rose. Okay? Rose, 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 rose. Sometimes I feel like I sound like a Mandarin speaker trying to speak English in a very funny way. Okay, rose, 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 rose. Okay, this one's a lot easier. Okay, next one. So no, so this one will be in the middle. So it's it's hand is na, which we talk about. So it's a. I think it will be. I'm not trying to write the IPA, but I think it will be something like that. But just yeah. Wait a second. You know how to pronounce this, right? It's tus. Notice. I'm just trying to teach you how do you make it more accurate. So, regardless whether this IPA is correct, I think it's correct, but you can check. But we know this is tus, so just a tus. You don't have to care too much about this part, but just remember to pronounce the O's correctly. Notice, notice, notice. I can almost break it down like this. I feel like what I want to do is this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4. Can you hear? Can you see that? So it's a notice, notice, notice. No, notice, 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 notice. Okay? I think this is slightly more you know how I break them down is from my understanding of how I can break it down, and as long as it helps you, if you find you can break it down into 2 more words or something, as long as you can understand it, and that would be fine. You don't have to break it down like I do, but I just found like if I break it down this way, it's much easier for me. So this one is the same. So it's somehow it's going, but just remember to pronounce O clearly. Whatever sound you feel like it's O, you can check Cambridge Dictionary. Once you check Cambridge Dictionary, you see this O, you just know I must pronounce it O correctly in the middle, whatever you pronounce. So this one, it's going. You don't just say going. It's like it's not correct. It sounds like going or going or something. It's not correct. You have to particularly hear the sound going. Can you see it? Going. Okay. What's the next one? Next one is no. This one you use a lot, so this one has an O as well. So always pronounce oh. No, I know. I know. It's not I know. You have to pronounce oh. No, I know. I know. I know. Okay? Okay? So what's the I think that's roughly how it is. Wait, you had a few things. I had a few things that I learned. Like my teacher, he said, because I use I remember in the lesson I said to him, I don't quite watch TV. I don't quite watch the TV. I don't quite watch the TV. Do you have to use the? I don't know. You know, my mind gets really analytical very quickly. I have to stop myself. Okay, about is I don't quite watch TV or I don't quite watch the TV. I just say to him, I don't quite watch TV. And he say, don't say I don't quite because it is not a usual way that people talk. If I want to say quite, Quite, I can say something like I don't really because they don't quite use you see I use it again. They don't really use I don't quite. They don't really use quite with a negative statement. But they do use I'm not quite ready, I'm not quite finished, I'm not quite familiar, I'm not quite done. This is how people standard phrases people use. They just don't use I don't quite. I can say I don't really. I think I just remember I don't really watch TV. But I can say I'm not quite ready, I'm not quite done, I'm not quite finished, I'm not quite familiar. People don't say I'm not ready. I'm not quite ready. I'm not quite. People don't say I'm not quite happy. I'm not quite happy. People don't use that. It's very complex, right? That's how. That is a reason why it's difficult to be a non-native speaker because you don't have the environment to help you remember all these patterns. Because people just say it, so they don't even think about it. Many things that I teach, if you go to ask a native speaker, they don't know. Seriously. It's not because they are dumb or something, they just don't know because it is built in the system since they grew up. You know, it's not something they need to particularly practice like a non-native speaker. So most time you use quite for positive statement. Only how about let's conclude it because I feel like there are many points that he said and there are many exceptions. So the conclusion of what we just discussed the last 2 minutes, let's say we don't use we don't we what he said in the end we can't combine not with quite. So you don't say I don't quite because it has not in it. Um, unless you are saying something like I'm not quite ready, I'm not quite finished, I'm not quite familiar, I'm not quite done. But however, you just remember we can't combine not with quite. Okay, so you just remember only the moment that you want to combine not with quite, it will be these four phrases. I'm not quite ready, I'm not quite finished, I'm not quite familiar, I'm not quite done. Okay, rest of that quite should go with the positive statement. And if you really want to say I don't, if you really want to say I don't quite, you can say I don't really. I think that will be easier. Okay, so let's repeat again to to finish this lesson today. And I'm happy I finished it in 1.5 hours. This is exactly the time that I take for my lesson, English lesson. Okay, so you don't say I don't quite. If you really want to say I don't quite, something like that, you can say I don't really. It is a more. This is a more a comment for the native speakers. And if you want to, so you don't particularly, we don't use for the native speakers, so they don't combine not with quite. They don't quite combine not with quite. Okay, if you really want to, so what I say is you can say I don't really. This is correct. You don't say I no I don't. Let's restart again. You don't say I don't quite. It's just not normal. You say I don't really is correct. This is correct. And if you really, and the people, so for native speakers, they don't quite combine not with quite. There is a reason why this one is incorrect. Okay, it's not right. Apart from if you want to say I am not quite, I don't. What did we say? I'm not quite finished. You can say that. All done. All ready. What else? What's the other one? Familiar. I'm not quite familiar. Familiar. F-A. Familiar. Familiar. Okay? So all these are correct. And then if you really, yeah, so all these are correct if you want to say. So the conclusion is you don't quite use I don't quite. If you really want to use similar phrase, you can say I don't really. And then if you, the only moment that you can see how native speaker use I'm not quite, use not with quite. You can the exceptions would be I'm. Yeah, exception. English has lots of exceptions, okay? Exceptions, I am not quite, because it's not quite, I'm not quite finished, I'm not quite done, I'm not quite ready, I'm not quite familiar. So that's exceptions, okay? Let's done, okay? Let's finish. I go in. Thank you for being with me, because my period came yesterday and I slept all day. I feel so depressed because every time when my period about to come, I got really angry and I got really I will get really sensitive and uncomfortable and I get into this state of mind really upset, sensitive and annoying. And today the second day I feel much better, although I have a lot more blood, but I feel so much better. Thank you for being with me today. I'm going to upload this. I'm not going to judge myself just because it is not perfect. I'm practicing with you. My life is so much better when I'm practicing with you. Oh my god, my mic wasn't with me. My mic was here. Oh shit, oh shit. Oh,